uh, fall into the conversation as you guys go.
That's absolutely fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is the 25th birthday, or yesterday, one of the 2 days or 3 days, whatever, is 25
You
years
don't
of
even
Blizzard being
know. We don't
around.
even. You don't even know. It's
No.
worthless.
Yeah, shut up.
Worthless.
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
It's like, hey, happy birthday. It's like, that was yesterday. It's like, oh, I was close, wasn't I?
Only missed it by a day. Mm. Welcome, everybody. We actually started on time this time. I know it's kind of rare for us, right? It's a little weird. I admit. We are now officially on episode 37 tonight. We have SHW by the name of Finn and Metroxix.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
It is pronounced Sven.
And I'm still a little dizzy from last night.
You need to go easy. You need to chill.
No.
He touched himself a little bit too much last night. That's why he doesn't feel right.
Oh God, no.
That's kind of what
It happens.
happened. It happens, buddy.
Mhm.
It's okay.
It happens.
It's fine. So, Shvin, let's talk about you. What do you do, and are you a YouTuber?
Well, you can kind of say I'm a YouTuber. Mostly, I do community events for JT Machinima.
Okay.
They do. They make music based on video games.
Game Talk Podcast is not in any way associated with JT Podcast, and any opinions of those associated with JT Podcast are theirs and do not reflect necessarily the Game Talk Podcast opinions. Further legal obligations, you may draw conclusions from here.
Did he just like make up his own disclaimer for us just now?
Yes, yes, he did.
I think you did. Yeah, so I do that. I teach programming at my local college. And that's about as much as I think I can tell you is fun to know about me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Metroxix, tell these people what it is you do and what it is that you want to talk about tonight, sir.
Well, I'm in Shanner and Brimstone's arms right now, so don't mind that.
Where is Shanner?
He's on his way.
He's behind me right now.
But
But no, in all seriousness, I am a illustrator, and I'm a freelancer, and I guess just an all-around goofball. I like to doodle in my sketchbook, and
you don't ruin your sketchbooks when you doodle in them?
no, they only get ruined when you're around.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, just
I don't get it. No, wait. I don't get it.
doodle. You don't get doodle, yeah.
No, when you doodle in your sketchbook, it only gets ruined when he's around.
Completely not a gay gesture of any sorts.
Top secret materials, my friend.
Hey, it works. It works.
Now you said the topic I had, right?
Yeah, what topic do you want to talk about?
Well, I wanted to kind of discuss how everyone feels about the new system for placements in Overwatch for Season 3.
Oh, yes.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, I know the last time when I played it, it went off of like how many you lost versus how many you won, and it would give you a placement based on that. So if, say, you won all your matches, it would give you a seemingly high rank. Well, in this one, from what I understand, when you lose, it sort of counterbalances it. So I'm still not sure how that works, to tell you the truth. If you want to go ahead and elaborate on that.
Well, the way they explained it was, how I understood it, was they were going to somewhat do it like last season, but they said, Jeff said, he was there recalibrating it to where even though you do good, because they felt like people were getting in like high plat, high grandmaster, and diamond and all this, they were going to drop you lower than what you scored. Because from what I understood, they want to see if it's weird. Like, they want to see if you'll get to the rank that you're expected to be in by working for it. But what I got, because when I placed in Season 2, I got like high silver, and I was supposed to be gold actually.
Yeah.
But my last game, I lost it due to like some fuck up because there was like one dude AFK and trolling around.
Yeah.
And so this one, because of what that dude did last season, this guy, not this guy, but the placement put me in bronze. So it took me and Panda to like just like go in and get me to silver. So basically, like get me into silver
Yeah.
where I belong.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I really don't know a whole lot about the ranked system. So those of you down in the comments, if you understand that, go ahead and sort of explain that if you want, or what he's trying to say, because I really don't understand it personally. The last time I tried to play some ranked, I got fed up with it, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I just never went back on it, really.
God damn, full house.
We got a full house, and we got 2 special guests. We got Metroxix, and we got Schvin.
Nice, my gay gangsters here.
I feel so honored right now.
Okay, so I guess, hey, Shader, is there anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah, you guys hear Pebble is no more the smartwatch company?
Yes, they actually got
Really?
bought up by like 70 million, I believe.
I was
Who did?
actually about to buy one.
Fitbit bought them. Yep.
The crazy part is they turned down a deal a few years back for $700 million. I bet you he's really kicking himself in the ass for that one.
I would be too. Yeah, that's.
They make really interesting watches. Though.
Linda McMahon is in Donald Trump's cabinet, so if we have any terrorist attacks, we can expect The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin to handle it.
Oh my god,
Ah.
You got it, bro.
that fucking me.
Too good. Too good.
I'm gonna link that when this podcast is over.
Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Who would have thought a McMahon would be in a cabinet? You? Anybody? Like, I never thought
yeah.
that would come in. Really? You thought that
I
would come in?
imagine like maybe get hit by a cabinet.
No, like after the WrestleMania where Donald Trump was involved and what is it? Linda McMahon was a state senator or whatever. It was only a matter of time before she amounted to something else.
Mounted to something else?
Whatever.
I don't know. I don't watch wrestling, so I couldn't tell you.
How could you not watch wrestling, brother?
I don't watch wrestling either, so he's
Well-
not alone.
Get choke slammed!
No, Donald Trump was in WrestleMania like 9-10 years ago. It was a long ass time ago.
Yeah, I haven't watched it probably since I was like 13, maybe. So I don't know. I haven't kept up.
He shaved Vince McMahon's head
Nah.
on that very WrestleMania. It was funny.
All because they're friends. That's the only reason why he got away with it, because they're friends.
Well, because it was written in the script.
Yeah, exactly. It's a soap opera. Once you can get past that part and you don't think they're actually fighting, it's not a bad show.
It's actually really funny at times.
I don't
They
know,
just
brother. I think it's all kind of hanky-panky, if you know what I mean.
Oh
There's
god.
been too much. It's been way too much time like talking for me.
But I like,
That's the best part.
yeah, I love that part. 'Cause then they get to like rip the
They're-
ass on the person they're about to fight.
Maybe if their smack talk was actually like decent, then. But man, it's just like sometimes listening to like an Xbox gamer talk.
It's like watching a Rags Exposed video, is what it is.
Oh,
It's a bunch of nonsense, and you're waiting for someone to get just destroyed. That's
Oh,
what
dear.
fucking wrestling
Oh,
promos
dear.
are.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh,
Oh,
dear.
my dearie darn.
So, Rags, any explosions as of lately, sir? Anything
I'm
new
work-
on the
I'm working
docket?
on- I'm
Any
working
RKO's
on-
delivered?
But it's probably half done. I've got work tomorrow, and then I get a Friday off. So hopefully I'll finish it. Then I can catch up on sleep, do all that stuff, get wrapped up. But I got a loud ass refrigerator, and so when that thing goes off, I can't record. And it's a pain in
Damn,
the
how
butt.
small is your apartment? Is that it's a pretty? It must be a pretty
Well,
small
it's
apartment.
just a really loud refrigerator.
You're like trying to do a commentary and you hear this.
Unplug that motherfucker.
By the time my food goes bad.
It can take a good 30 minutes before you need to plug it back in.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I
that
gotta
makes
do
good
is forget
sense.
one time.
Shh, I want him to ruin his refrigerator. Shh.
I can't wait to have some delicious snacky wackies.
Snacky wackies, right?
Smells like shite.
What the fuck? Oh, let's see. Is there anything that was worth mentioning today? Oh,
Yep.
we did kind of mess around on Twitter today while I was at work. That was nice. That was a nice thing. I do enjoy it. I was busting out the not just my opinion hashtag today. Couldn't help it. I was like, you know what? It's been a while. Let's see if we get this trending again. Because this group here, guys, we got that shit trending. And it was actually on the sidebar there for a little while. So I wanted to see if we could do it again. Of course, I couldn't. So whatever. I tried.
But that's just my opinion.
That's
I'm
just
not
my opinion. Yeah. Rambo, let's go off with what you're about to talk about, sir.
So the new Sony news came out, and they have sold through 50 million consoles, putting it as the fastest selling console as of right now of all time.
That's good.
It's probably that number's probably just
Ponies
media
unite.
And they have lowered the price of the PlayStation 4 Slim to $249 until I think December 24th.
Then they raise it for Jesus' birthday. Thanks, Sony.
Oh god, the Messiah has come.
Right. Makes sense to me. Why not? Let's just inflate the prices.
Right?
Christmas time, people.
It's
Man.
Christmas. Give me your money.
Oh,
That news has sent Xbox gamers all kinds of to the psychologist, psychiatrist.
To the psychiatrist, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like they've gone nuts. They're making stuff up, like when Sony's lying about the numbers somehow. To the fact of they still have no games and they're still shit. And like I don't know, like some guy like tweeted me today or tweeted today. I think you saw it, Brim. He was like he listed all these games.
Oh yeah. Screen capture that you sent. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Listed off these games and said these are exclusive to Xbox. They're not on PC, and 2 of them were on PC. So I sent him back a picture of the 2 games off of Steam Store, and I was like, "You might be incorrect." And he's like, "Why are you even bringing PC into this? I never mentioned PC. It was all about PS4." I'm like, once again, you don't really know what you're talking about because your post says PC. Well, then that kind of led into a whole like thing with him to where, like whenever you talk to people about like these Xbox gamers, when you talk to them about, or I don't really get a chance to talk to the high like fanboy of the PlayStation guys because they block me like real quick.
Yeah, the low functioning autists are the ones that block you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But these Xbox guys, like I don't know. It's like they can't stay on this topic. They're talking about Xbox. They're keeping it, and I'm replying to them about Xbox. And yeah, but what about PlayStation? What about this on PlayStation? I'm like, why are you bringing PlayStation? What the fuck has PlayStation got to do with what you said?
What about the PC, Rambo? What about the PC?
Yeah, I got told today that since I prefer PC, that I am no longer allowed to get into any discussion that has a console in it.
well, you see, that's when you
That's
when you bitch slapped them with your
Really? They
Like,
actually said that to you?
Well, they said you prefer PC. This console does not pertain to you. I mean, this conversation does not pertain to you because PC was not mentioned. I was like, you do realize that, just because I prefer a platform doesn't mean I don't play on the other platforms.
Should I like refer to those idiots to the tweets that you sent out on one of the days that you didn't make it because you spent, I don't know, probably $800 or so because you bought extra PlayStations for your fucking household? And we were making fun of you on Twitter. We were joking around with you about it. Remember?
Yep.
Like,
yeah, apparently.
What the fuck are these guys are saying that you have no right to talk? You spend more money on your platforms or on their platforms than they do. So why do you not have a right to talk about this again?
Because I prefer PC.
It's because you're a white cis male. It has to be because you're white cis.
It's either that or it's because I guess I need to put an M next to my name and then maybe I'll be accepted.
Oh god.
So what was it you said about the M thing on Twitter? Does that you said that makes them stupid by default or something?
No. He was saying
I'm wondering if
they make for good entertainment or some shit like that. Yeah.
Well, I said let me say I did say something about like them being like the M being like a mark of stupidity or something like that and that wasn't like all I said it makes most of them because it does like almost every single person you talk to at that M like they're fucking clueless. I had one guy tell me today that I'm supporting terrorism because I own a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, the damn gooks are gonna blow up our Pearl Harbor again. Yeah.
Because today was Pearl Harbor Day, and I'm like, you do realize that Sony had nothing to do with Pearl Harbor, right? And they're like,
it's weird that you have to say that. Sony didn't cause Pearl Harbor. Like,
and then, so he was like, well, he used the thing, well, they're Japanese. I'm like, well, so white people are evil because Indians and slaves, so
exactly.
I'm like, I said, and he's like, well, you're fucking. He's like, you're a fucking retard. I'm like, well, no. I was like, I'm using your fucking logic. Like, you're dumb as hell.
These console wars or quote unquote wars are so bad when they're over with. Like, if it was actually a thing to end, but you know what I'm saying. Like, when they're over with, people are gonna actually come back with PTSD worse than fucking soldiers that were in Iraq. That's how horrible that people make this shit out to be.
I mean, they're. I've never seen people so attached to a fucking item, or a company. It's like
it's just a piece of fucking plastic and metal and circuitry.
How dare you, sirs?
I get you to have fun on it and stuff like that, but I mean,
it's so much more than that, Metrox. The CPU radiates with love.
Now, Nintendo, on the other hand, is a quality product.
Dude, don't you know these were built with love?
Those tiny little Japanese hands put these together. You need to respect it.
They love you a long time.
Sony has sold 369, I think, 0.5 million pieces of software. I think the number is, and so like somebody, what's his name, Huge EX or whatever. He's a analyst. He said that the attach rate on Sony is at 7.4. And he said to put it in perspective, like at the same time with like the Wii and the PlayStation 2, when the two fastest selling consoles, the attach rate back then was 6.0, I think, for the Wii and 5.4 for the PS2. So it's actually
I'm sorry.
They're actually buying, I guess, more games now than what they were back then with even the
I've never understood the attach rate bullshit with consoles. I mean, it's like it's not a fucking chemistry experiment. How do they figure out the attach rate of a fucking game system?
You take the number of systems sold and divided by the number of software sold, and then you come up with like how.
I took trigonometry in college, and that sounds easier than figuring out the attach rate of a fucking PlayStation.
Well,
you just divide a number by.
It's just the division. I mean, it'd be harder to find the attach rate to Microsoft because they would tell you, like, you'd ask them the sales figures and be like, well, we sold $1,700,000 of this and like they said, like they give you everything but like the sales numbers. They'd give you like
hit below the belt.
It was weird though. I mean, they don't just tell you just tell the numbers and just be done with it. It's not like it's a secret right now that they're losing. So it's not like them coming out saying, "Hey, guess what, guys? We've sold 25 million consoles."
Wait, did you just say that? Like, did you really just say that? It's no secret that they're losing. Does it really matter who's winning or losing? Like, I didn't think it mattered.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter like to me, but it does matter to the companies because of the fact that they make money off of the. I guess the leading platform makes more money because you get more third-party deals.
Well, that's because it's leading. I mean, at the end of the day,
well, if somebody is leading, then somebody's
really winning when it comes to this little competitive thing between them. I mean, you're talking about companies who like party together for fuck's sake, so it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I was going with it because
but I mean, they definitely. Still, they're business people for one thing, but they're also friends afterwards. But I mean, at the same time, at their business, they still have to compete.
There is that one episode of South Park where Bill Gates shoots the head of Xbox because he doesn't take the console war serious. So that there might be some truth to that.
They did predict Donald Trump, didn't they?
I'm sure they did. I
don't know. Did they?
No. That was The Simpsons.
Okay, well,
Simpsons did it.
That's really like people should start taking cues from like The Simpsons. Never thought I'd ever hear myself say that. Actually, I feel dirty. I feel dirty. Rags.
I've been quiet because on Twitter there's this guy who tweeted, "Damn PC players, why y'all not showing Battlefield 1 love?" And he's showing the current online players for Battlefield 1. Xbox One at the time of his tweet was 103,000, PS4 is 94,000, and PC was 27,500. And that's why I tweeted back because we're busy playing all these shit ton of other games that we have as well. And since his tweet actually went up, first off, I asked him to come on the podcast right now and talk about it, and he is, of course, denied to do that, Mr. T-Tech24. Crazy.
Wait.
How that happens.
We know him.
I know him.
I know
actually
Mr. T-Tech,
He's actually one of my
So-
dudes. He's not gonna come in here, really?
No, he said no. And so,
T-Tech, I got your number in Forza, bitch.
so here's the thing. The numbers since he posted that, console players have lost about 55,000 players, and the PC numbers only went down by about 4,000.
Huh.
And they've gone down again, by the way. So
Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't come in here. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's one of these Twitter things like I'm gonna just post a screenshot and then bail, instead of like, well, you want to talk about why the numbers of this one game. I mean, if I was on console and I only had 5 games to play, then yeah, I would probably be playing a lot more Battlefield too.
Who has 5 games to play on console?
But Mr. T-Tech actually came from console, and he's actually mainly switched to PC. But the reason why I'm sure the reason why he's looking at it this way is because he's still has that console mindset that the
players, yeah.
You stay on one particular game for a while, like a fun game like that. Whereas, I mean, the PC like people are spread out like crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that's something though that needs to be cleared up. Like a lot of people, like Rags just said, like, oh, they have 5 games to play on console or whatever. And I know that's not an exact figure; it's an exaggeration, whatever you want to call it. I have 133 games on my Xbox installed right now, ready to play, and 80 more that are ready to install. So where's the whole low amount of games thing come from? I mean, people
have a lower amount of games than PC.
Well, of course, because PC's been around for fucking ever. But, I mean, over 200 games on the Xbox One that I can play right now, that's not too shabby, if you ask me.
No, I think I have like 270 on Xbox One and like close to 350 on PlayStation 4.
So, obviously, there's games. Not as many as the PC, obviously, but there's games.
And it does seem weird that with that level of games that there is, and obviously one of the things is the different, and this gets into the thing about what is a PC versus a gaming PC versus a PC versus a PC gamer versus someone, because when you buy a console, for instance, you buy it for playing video games.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you buy a PC, a lot of people just have them, and they're like, oh, I can play this game because it's designed to be run on pretty much anything. And it's really like the only game I play, or I play this and a couple others. And so, am I a PC gamer because I only play a couple ones, or if I get a PC?
Well, by definition, I guess it would be.
Yeah, and it does because we get that a lot of the time with the console gamers who say PC gamers don't play games, and I don't know where this comes from.
Yeah,
but I would like to know where that comes from, actually.
Well, and a lot of these situations, it God damn it, it originates from that initial. It's the initial purchase of that PC for the household. Like you said, sometimes they start off playing these little stupid ass games like Bejeweled or something, and Candy Crush for Facebook or Farmville.
I think League of Legends falls into that too.
And League of Legends, yeah, you're right, League of Legends.
It's a Facebook game, pretty much at this point.
It's those initial purchases that usually segues those people into buying the better equipment for a little bit more gaming or heavier processing, and a lot of people they don't take that into consideration. There is no segue like that for consoles whatsoever. Everybody wants to sit there and say one's better than the other all the fucking time, right? But consoles, you don't have that.
I just looked up the Battlefield 4 numbers. And the gap is extremely tiny. Currently online, there are for Battlefield 4. There's 4,500 for PC, 5,500 for PS3, 2,000 for Xbox 360, 5,500 for Xbox One, and 7,200 for PS4. And the peak numbers are there's only about a 500 difference between peak numbers for PC and PS4.
Yeah.
For Battlefield 4. And on the Xbox One, they have less overall for everything. They have less peak, but they have more current at the moment, which is weird because it already fluctuated so much between the current onlines for Battlefield 1. Like I said, just since he posted that tweet, I went and looked at it, and it's gone even down further since, and it was 55,000 lower total console guys had left, and only 4,000 PC guys had left. So
that's interesting because he didn't take into consideration for the peak hours at all. He saw that and was like, oh hey. I mean, because it's the same thing you're gonna see on Steam or any other service really. There's gonna be certain peak hours where that's most of the people are gonna be on, and obviously it's gonna reduce as the time goes on. So I don't know why he would post that.
Well, when did it become a requirement to play a certain game for a certain period of time? Like,
yeah, really.
Like
I agree.
Just because Battlefield 1 came out and it's fun and you're playing it doesn't mean that everybody else in the world thinks it's fun and wants to play it right now. I mean,
probably because they have those people that have like 1,000 hours and they're like, well, see, you need 1,000 hours for you to, blah, blah, blah.
True.
But it's so strange how that quickly 55,000 people could get off.
And all over your face.
I think a lot of it has to do with the global market, how global it is as well.
I mean,
PC is obviously more global of a system. So
if they're not playing, it's probably because of hackers. Because I know that's been an issue when it comes to Battlefield 1.
I haven't had any issues with hackers at all. Not a single one.
No. Me and one of my friends have been playing it, and we've been getting like a shit ton of hackers where like we'll both be shooting at that person, and we'll be like dumping bullet after bullet, and they won't die, and then they just take one shot and we're dead.
I haven't seen one so far, so I guess you had bad luck, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, the anti-cheat, the whatever, the fair fight thing has been banning a lot of people in the same games too, so that's how we know it's like hackers, because it bans a lot at once.
Interesting. Hopefully he gets that. That'd be good. T-Tech, if you're watching, bro, you can come in here, dude. You know we're good. I don't have any problem with you. Come on in.
And someone earlier was talking about, like, they were saying, how many games have you beat this year, Rags? Because that's a number I just keep at the top of my head, ready to throw out.
Well, right. I think they're like, are you going on Weapon Wheel podcast, or were you? Did you?
I'm just waiting for him to DM me.
Okay, because the reason why I think they're asking you that if it's the same people that they BG I guess towards the end of the year or whatever, like always likes to tell like how many games he's beat in 2016, and so there's Press Start Kofi that was having a conversation with him. Another person that was on the that's on that podcast was involved in that as well. So I'm wondering if all that's kind of rubbing off on you because you're going in there and going to get exposed by Hard 8 and Black Bond.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know what for.
I don't know what for either. I don't know. I guess Hard 8 just doesn't like my face because it's white. And Black Bond, I don't have anything against him, but I don't know what I'd be exposed for. But then I'd obviously bring up the fact that a lot of these games you don't beat. Really? Like, you don't beat Overwatch, you don't beat Killing Floor 2, you don't beat 7 Days to Die, you don't beat DayZ, you don't beat a lot of these games. It's not like a campaign.
They will tie your achievements to it and say that's how you beat it. I already know the argument.
Yeah. As I don't care about achievements. Yeah. So even with like Battlefield 1, there are 5 little mini campaigns. I've finished one and I'm halfway through another, and I don't care. I just want it for the multiplayer. So even though I have a lot of hours in that still, I haven't beaten it in all technicality.
True.
And the 400 plus hours I have in Killing Floor 2 don't count, I guess, because it's not a campaign game.
To them, though, that makes you not a gamer.
Yeah, so. Oh, well. I've been exposed.
Exposed.
He just
exposed.
He just posted
games, bitch. You exposed.
He just posted I don't know if he's coming in because he just posted saying he will post Battlefield 1 stats for the next 2 days just because he's that fucking petty.
Okay.
Who, T-Tech
I don't know why this.
That's what
I don't-
T-Tech said.
I don't know what's
the
up with
point
him.
is, though.
T-Tech, come in here, dude. Like, you
Like,
and me
what's
are
the
good.
point?
What's the deal, bro? Like, I mean, me and him don't have any beef, so T-Tech, get in here, dude. We haven't talked in a while anyways. Me and Shane
we're
have been cool with
Xbox
you.
friends,
Yeah, we got
I mean,
this.
there is currently 467,000 people playing Dota 2. So, but there's none on consoles. What does that? That doesn't mean anything. Oh, do you want to compare the Counter-Strike Go numbers for? I'm actually kind of curious. If I wonder how that's doing on consoles. Counter-Strike Go console player count. Numerical alive players counter. I need to figure out where that is. And you look at all these charts and it always goes up and down because days light. Current players on CS:GO currently has 139,000 players. The peak was 573,000. Grand Theft Auto's peak on and this is just PC. The peak on Grand Theft Auto 5 was 64,000. Warframe is the number 5 top game. Peak was 38,000.
Damn.
Interesting.
I'll eventually hop into it, but there's so many
just-
games I have to play. I don't. It's hard to get into one because and I got Dishonored 2 that was gifted to me. Thank you again, by the way. And I'm just scratching the surface on that. There's just so many things to play. But it is very interesting how, because like the install base for PC is a little. It's not like you track it like you sell the units sold of a console too.
Yeah.
So it's not just a simple comparison between two exact, finite, easy to comprehend numbers.
Right.
Because the PC is way more malleable than what isn't a gamer. And I was doing research for this video, and only 10% of gamers actually call themselves gamers. So who knows?
It's not like a prestigious title or anything, guys. I don't.
This is true. This is true.
One thing that's interesting though is you see in the realm of the PC, I think there's less focus on big name single titles coming out
Yeah.
than there is on console.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like I couldn't tell you what, like even if it's a PC exclusive game, I couldn't really say that there's like this huge, massive swarming around the release of these titles that comes out, because I guess we're just so spread out in what we play, and what our personal affinities are. I mean, because obviously Uncharted, like an Uncharted comes out, or a Gears of War, or a Halo comes out, and it's a huge deal on the consoles.
Oh well, Brim, did you just see what he said?
Who? What?
T-Tech, he said, for what? When you all can't answer a simple question, y'all talking about Canada and protests. Laugh out loud.
What are you talking about, dude? I'm
We're
not.
not talking about Canada and
Wait, that makes no sense.
What?
Dipshit.
T,
The
what are you
scariness
talking
is
about,
real.
bro?
Canadian Jewish friend.
The
Erickson.
scariness is real.
I don't know. I don't have any issues with T. I don't know why he's coming in at us like that. I didn't do anything to him.
But I mean,
Like, are you coming at me like that because I'm a PC gamer now, or what? Like, I've always been a PC gamer. I've gamed on everything. You know that. We've talked about
that's
this.
talking
T.
about
What
in
the fuck?
Canada. What the fuck are you talking about? Huh?
I have no idea.
And then he goes, y'all not in my circle. Why would I join? Didn't even tag y'all on my post.
Where do you see this at? I'm not seeing this on here.
On Twitter.
What?
Yeah.
So
I guess,
you're. But here's the
why is
thing,
it-
though, T. You are. you are commenting about a video on your Twitter, and people are telling us about it. I mean, I'm just answering based on the questions or whatever you have to say, bro. Like I said, I have no issues with you. I don't know why all of a sudden this is the way it is.
I don't either. I don't understand the sideways thing that's going on.
I
here.
put on there. I said, "What about Canada and what the hell, man? You made a public tweet. Don't want people replying. Don't post."
I mean, it's really that simple, Tia. If you don't want people like talking to you over Twitter, then I guess don't talk to people on Twitter. I mean, like I said, I thought we were good. I never had any issues with you.
I just sent him like the other day, like just a couple of days ago, like he posted like last week a picture of his setup, and I was like, man, that looks just almost like mine. I was like, I'll give you I'll send you a picture in a minute, and like we talked quite a bit back and forth, like through tweets, and everything's cool. And then all of a sudden, like that, I'm like, I don't know what the hell. Maybe he's talking about the Canada and protest. Maybe he's talking about like when we talk about like the Donald Trump shit. Maybe he's listened to some of our podcasts.
Maybe he's talking about that old shit. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. He's never come at me like this before, so I'm just kind of like, what the fucking right now. Anyways, whatever. We'll move on with the show. We'll just leave it at that. If that's the way he wants to say.
Since we've talked, by the way, consoles lost about another 12,000 players on Battlefield 1, and the PCs lost about 500, 1,000.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting how it can fluctuate like that.
Well, I mean, it's because people just get on and off the game. I don't understand like the even the purpose. I mean, even if you are on PC, is 21,000 people not enough to play with?
Yeah, you get to a certain point.
You can only fit like 64 in a server, right?
Yeah, I mean, with once you get to a certain number, everything after that is just really. I mean, it won't even affect you because there's a certain number that it takes to keep. Playlists and everything going, and after that, it's just the number of servers, the even more number of servers past what you already will always be able to get on.
Yeah, I mean that's what I understand. Like, you're never going to run into all 21,000 of those people, so why worry?
It'd be super rare to play in if you were just doing public matches to play with the same group twice.
Yeah, and it is also strange to see how when you look at the Battlefield 4 numbers, they are in a lot of ways completely even. If you look at max players per day, and you compare that to the current numbers on Battlefield 1 and see the difference between them, how if you're going for longevity, then console players will as a whole bail from games. Okay. They'll survive longer on the PC. Because when you have that kind of difference between the numbers between console players and PC players, and then you look at the last Battlefield game and see how the numbers are practically the same, it's very telling and it's very interesting as well.
He was probably talking about the price differences between Canada and the U.S. Canada actually has to pay more for their things because their taxes are horrible over there. So yeah, like it is going to be a lot more expensive over there. I don't know why anybody would bring up Canada for that, but whatever. I hope that gives you a little bit of
answer. How I hate this place. Oh.
Right.
I don't, but I mean, it's really not more expensive because the minimum wage in Canada is so much higher. It's almost twice the amount that it is here in the United States. And then it's like close to 13, 14 an hour there. And it's like $7.25 here, but their games are like $80 where ours is 60. So in all actuality, I think theirs actually might come out to be a little bit cheaper.
Well, Canadians don't make it out that way.
No, because
like, it's expensive. It's expensive.
Well, they see our price. I mean, it probably is expensive, but I mean, we think it's expensive here too. But I mean, but when you look at, they just look at like America's pricing and go, well, we're getting screwed. I'm like, but you don't look at all the other different factors that go into pricing. They don't just come up with pricing and go, okay, well, you're paying 80, you're paying 60, you're paying 40, you're paying 8. It's all fluctuated based on market value and like the cost of inflation and the cost of doing business there.
Something went wrong here. I think he thinks we came at him sideways, therefore he's coming at us sideways. He said, "You think I feel attacked from you all?" Laughing my fucking ass off.
I hope you didn't feel attacked.
Yeah, no, something went sideways. I
don't know. I really don't know. I don't have any issues with him though, so he can just drop his little game. I don't really care.
So, did anyone hear about the Switch getting GameCube games?
Oh, is it really?
That's what the current leak is right now.
Well, it's not getting GameCube games; it's getting the GameCube digital, like the store, whatever that store is, like not the
virtual console.
Yeah, the virtual console, that thing.
If that's the case, I'm hyped as fuck because you know how fun Double Dash is, and you know they're gonna push one of those games out like that. Double Dash, I could see being the number one game
new from Nintendo, just what they've done before, remastered, right?
I mean, I would love for them to make a new Mario Kart and put the Double Dash elements in there with brand new
I
maps and
guarantee
shit.
in the life cycle of the Switch, there'll be at least 2 new Marios, a Mario Kart, hopefully a
Oh no, yeah,
Metroid.
there'll
A
be
Paper Mario, a Mario
brand
Paint,
new
a
with
Mario
all the.
this, and a Mario that, and
Yep.
I'm fucking tired of Mario.
I would hope for a brand new Metroid, but not fucking Federation Force. Something actually canon towards Samus and the rivalry between her and
This is like
Silent.
the one guy we know that like has worshipped Samus and read everything there is out there, all the fan fiction.
Oh, did you? They asked Sony what their views on Nintendo as a competitor in the hardware space, and Yoshida replied, "Well, I think they're going to cover a new market for themselves." So
Dude,
basically,
yeah.
he's like saying, "Yeah, they're not a competitor, man. They're on their own. They're doing their own damn thing, man. I don't even know what the hell they're doing."
But
Yeah,
Nintendo's always been kind of that way, though. They've really
They've been their own way. They've confused.
I would say ever since like the Wii or the GameCube, I guess.
After the GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of like said, "Fuck the norm. We're just gonna do our own thing and like shut everybody out."
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That's about right.
And even me, that confuses me, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? But I kind of have high hopes for this Switch because what it seems like it's supposed to do, it on paper it sounds great, but then again, anything on paper sounds great.
That battery life, though, that thing worries me. The battery life worries me. I'm just like,
yeah, that's the only thing that really worries me because with the rumored specs that they're like saying, like a custom Tegra, and it could be a Tegra X2, or a custom Tegra X1 that borders it next to.
Right there is as much as I like Nvidia, it doesn't need to be in a console like that. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. The Tegra chip will be the downfall of the Switch.
Why do you say that?
Well, what's the last console that used Nvidia?
The Shield.
Well, I mean the Xbox. Okay. I think it was. But I mean that was
always plugged into the wall.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. I mean, it wasn't really.
Yeah, there's no battery life issue. Wait, what do you mean? Like,
I don't understand. I don't understand like what you're.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're getting.
I don't think that the Tegra will do well in a console market. I'm sorry. I just.
Well, maybe not the Tegra 1, but the Tegra 2 hasn't really been fully
realized.
Tegra,
I think. I mean, the Tegra is like basically like a mobile chip. So I mean, it's like going to be like in phones too. So I mean.
Yeah, the Tegra is the mobile version of what's currently out there.
I don't know.
I mean,
like the Tegra 2 hasn't even really been fully tested. The Tegra 1, we've all seen it. It's in the shields.
Yeah, and I mean, you see how fast those things fade out.
Yeah,
that's just because of the. I mean, you're talking about like the popularity of them.
Yeah, like
no, like the
chip itself.
The chipset itself, like the handheld one with the flip-up screen, that's obsolete. I mean, it doesn't do much anymore.
But that's not because
Android.
But no, the flip-up. But
that's not because of
the flip-up one's been out for years. The one that uses it now,
the chipset though.
The one that uses it now, the two that use it now that still use the X1 would be the Shield tablet and the Shield TV. Now, seeing as old as the X1 is, and it's in the TV and the Shield tablet, I can see where the problem that you're arguing could be valid. But like in the one with the flip up display,
yeah, like the little
that was the very first one they ever tested it out on. So for that one, it's fucking flawless. Because that was the very first Shield that they came out with.
I don't know. I think what it boils down to for me is that Nintendo is trying something new, and with them, they're always trying something new and they're always trying to innovate, but it's like catching lightning in a bottle. You can only do that so many times.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if they would, in my opinion, as someone who really, really loves them, like, if they would just stop doing that, the whole catching lightning in a bottle, and stop trying to chase the Wii's success, and like focus on just that, whatever the thing that they're making next, make it the beefiest they could possibly make it without the expense of the consumer, then they can get that success many, many times without trying to be a tryhard.
I just don't see them ever getting that success again until they get third-party support.
Well, they have to get their fucking priorities straight too. Because if they're trying to do what they did with the Wii and just get lucky, yeah, they'll never get it again. They'll die.
I mean, I'll buy the Switch just because. I mean, that'll keep my kids busy while I'm on the road.
I'm really just only gonna buy because I'm interested as fuck.
But I mean, I'm not excited at all about it. I mean, I'm not like going, oh, I can't wait till March. I'm like, oh shit, I got to spend some money in March. The controller for when you're playing at home looks so awkward. As far as like where the placement of your hands and your fingers and all the buttons and stuff for it, just doesn't look comfortable because it's square.
Yeah, but then again, we can like kind of argue that the Wii's controls were uncomfortable.
The Wii's controls were fucking. They were terrible though. The Wiimote was like the worst fucking invention since the damn Scorpio symbol on damn Twitter. That was like the Wiimote. The Wiimote was fucking terrible. In fact, I found like several of them in my house. I just threw them in the trash, and I still have the Wii U. I don't even fucking touch those things. If I see a game requires it, I will never touch that game because those things were fucking dog shit.
Oh god.
No.
No. Just like the fact that you're like, ban.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those things got me triggered. Well, who the fuck gonna like your hands are like, I don't know, pretty damn good size. And when you wanted to play a game where you have to turn the damn thing sideways, you got a damn pencil in your fucking hand trying to push buttons. Like, no, man.
Stylus.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's what it feels like. You're playing with the fucking stylus.
I also question that remote because especially for what was the one game I hated playing with that? Metroid Other M was the most questionable fucking controller to ever use for a game like that. Just no. Smash, I could see it, but it's still confusing. But no. I always played with something else when I tried to play Smash.
Yeah.
No. I always played with the nunchuck. In fact, like I had the nunchuck attached when I wanted to play Smash for the Wii.
Let's see. Dank Smash Bros. Brawl with a Wiimote. Brim is saving 4K porn screenshots all day. All day.
Oh god.
He can only do 4K tits now. They can't be sub 4K.
I'm spoiled. I can't help myself.
Oh, what do y'all think about Microsoft's new? They put out an article today that said, the article title. I mean, when you clicked on the article, it read a little bit more in detail, but the article title was, by the Xbox One S something where the only console to do HDR gaming.
Huh.
Wait.
I'm like, yeah, that's not true. But then when you click on the article, it says 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, 4K media playback, and HDR. So it's like that's the only console that can do all three of those together at one thing. But the title of the article read it was the only one that could do HDR gaming. I was like, that's kind of like a misleading title.
Huh.
It was kind of just weird to see that.
Yeah, I also saw that Phil Spencer said the Scorpio will be at a console price point. So, I'd say.
But what would be like?
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. What would he use?
Well, by definition,
as a
it'll be at a
bare
console
minimum?
price point.
Yeah. Well, what would be the minimum for what he would consider a console price point? Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, because what the
fucking console price point?
Well, yeah, because the Xbox One launched at what, 500?
Yeah.
And I mean, there was the console PlayStation that sold at 600 or 700. So I mean, what is the console price point?
And then you look at the PS3, it was like what, 800?
It was 700, I think.
700.
I think
Six or seven. I bought one at launch. So it was 6 or 7.
Yeah, so like you
There's
have a
an
lot of
insane amount of money.
differentiations there.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, it can go from anywhere from $249 all the way up to $700 to be a console price point. That's a big gap.
And they've said before, it's clear it's a premium product. It's supposed to be a high end product. So well,
now they're kind of
This doesn't tell
backtracking
us-
on that because they
that's
kind
why
of
you
said
can't-
that we're not competing with premium gaming PCs or whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on.
That's
hold
a
on.
pipe dream.
Well, you gotta remember, like quality product versus premium product versus premium PC. that could still mean two different things. Just because it's a premium product doesn't mean it's automatically indicative to being a premium PC.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, but just the way they came out in the beginning was kind of like they were going after that market, you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, going after the market's one
then-
thing, but you got to remember, like, what most people would consider a premium product, you and I would be like, oh, that's like a mid to high tier PC, maybe, if that.
Well, by the times that come out performance-wise, it will be at best a mid-tier PC.
And that's kind of like the whole theme of this generation, though, isn't it? I mean, look at the releases of these consoles. I mean, they were already considered what, low end at launch.
Well, once
Fair enough.
once they came out, it was already like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the release times of the PS3 versus like I covered this in one of my videos this week. You look at the release times of the PS3 and at the PC at the time, they were actually slightly ahead, right? They were slightly ahead and they were doing good. Now you look at it this time and they are far behind.
Well, that's why they can't get. I watched an article, I read an article the other day where they were talking about the timing of these releases. And you just can't get it there. You can't get away with these 6-year, 7-year, 10-year gaps between updating your hardware. That's just, it's not going to fly. It's just not going to work.
They were originally scheduled to do the PS4 and Xbox One like 3 or 4 years prior to the actual launch, but the market at the time was kind of fluctuating, so they held off. That's the reason why they held off and kind of extended the last gen console.
Either. Yeah, they didn't have anything in the works as far as titles go. They were working on very minimum, maybe 2 to 3 titles. So like, it wasn't like they were really doing anything.
Like, as far as a graphical lead, like gap, is that what you're talking about?
Well, the tech not being able to
Just
keep
the
up
tech,
with games.
The tech being able to keep up. But see, like, this is where I kind of fall back to where, like, they had something good with the cell processor. Yes, I know developers, if they had issues with it.
They ditched Power PC is what they did.
I understand that, yeah. I understand the whole reasoning behind why they didn't do it. Okay, I get it. But it's because of situations like this where something unique that can be flexible on a platform with a flexible platform would be beneficial.
You talking about the cell processor last gen?
Yeah. I said something like it. I know the developers they didn't like it. I know that.
Man, if they would have actually just took the time and effort to actually program for that,
Yep. I look at it this way, man. If Naughty Dog could take that thing and fucking turn something amazing with it, like, I don't see why nobody else didn't want to take the time and do the same.
I don't either, because they had a lot of potential, a lot more potential than what anybody was like, building games for it. I just wish that they would have actually took the time, because then we might have actually seen a different processing chip in the X1 and PS4. We might have actually seen like the technology kind of move forward rather than stick with x86 because that's what we know.
Yep, exactly. I agree. Or did like a hybrid at least. You know what I mean? Like, did somewhat of a hybrid with the hardware.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have to go straight x86. They didn't have to, but they did. And I think and I think they're looking at this now and they're like, wow, this is probably a mistake. Might have been a mistake, because look at this. I mean, we're into a second release of of this generation already. Second release. Let me just let that soak into the audience real quick. Second release of a generation. Not even a moving forward to a new generation. We're literally in a 0.5 segment of this generation. I mean, that's kind of rough.
I don't think they should have ditched Power PC. I mean, consoles need something that, separate them from a PC. If they're going to go x86, they did go x86, so they're basically a mini PC, they're always going to fall behind. They need some kind of architecture that's unique to the console.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And Erickson has to come up with, my panties are already soaked, Brim!
When I think about the whole making another console mid cycle like that, and it's like not even an updated one for like a brand new restart.
Not even updated.
I look at that, like, how they have an updated console like the Neo and the Scorpio.
Oh, right? I thought you said it wasn't updated. I was like, well, no. What are you talking about?
No, they're updated.
Oh, okay,
and stuff like that.
All right,
but like seeing that, and then like. What would the Switch be considered then? because it's obvious for PlayStation and Microsoft. Like it's in the name, Xbox.
The Switch
One,
is
Scorpio,
a whole
what?
nother generation because
Nintendo is on a fringe. That's what I call it.
Nintendo's
The
on its
fringe.
own on console release time. I mean, they're on their own thing. I mean, they're like we don't even.
Because I was always curious about that because I thought about that shit too. And I was just like, well, we got the
Switch is
PS4
completely
Neo, and
new.
now we got the Scorpio, and I'm like, so what would the Switch be considered? Because
new
the
generation.
reason why it made me think of this is before Iwata died, he said the Switch would work in harmony with the Wii U and the new 3DS, and
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
mobile thing that they're trying to launch as well with DNA.
Interesting.
So that's
Well, apparently they
why I
didn't
was
listen to his dying wish or whatever because none of the Wii U games or 3DS games are gonna. Well, you said 3DS is gonna carry like the store, right?
Oh yeah, but I mean,
But the Wii's not though. Wii U's not.
The Wii U and the 3DS are kind of synced because they share the same eShop. You can shop for both on the same eShop, so they're kind of synced.
Right, but I mean the
Kinda.
games on the Wii U though aren't going to be playable on the Switch.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Would they? Because if they're not, then the games you bought on the Wii U, like virtual, like the virtual console stuff, then that would mean then yeah, they're not on.
I don't know. I just look at. I mean, with Nintendo, you just gotta look at them as their own special thing because they don't. You can't fit them in the same conversation as PlayStation and Xbox because they don't really follow the same patterns. They just do their own thing. They like kind of like Sony said, like they're gonna like corner the market, their own market. They have their own thing going on. They don't really pay attention to.
It's like the Olympics and then the Special Olympics. They're both Olympics. They're just different kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
never really considered them their own, like part of the whole thing.
They were at one time. They were a really big player, and all of a sudden they just. I don't know what happened with them. It's kind of sad because I really loved the Nintendo of old.
I think they just lost their way. You know what I mean? I think as technology kept advancing forward, their communities got older. They didn't know how to adapt, and I don't think they should have adapted. I think they should have just continued to do the same thing that they've always done. I mean, you look at the N64 for fuck's sakes; it had more violent video games on it than the PS1 did. Turok was one of the bloodiest games that released on the Nintendo platform. They tried to censor the audience as it got older and as it got more mature. So instead of giving us more in depth or more violence, they were trying to cut back on that, and I think that's where they messed up because they thought, oh well, we're always going to cater to children, and it didn't work out that way because even children are being introduced to more violent shit than we were when we were kids. So not only is it a growing pains situation, right? It's a generational gap between events of child behavior. So the audience that they once had are having the mindsets of people of our age that have seen some really fucked up shit because of the internet. So like you have this entire dynamic working against them, and instead of adapting to that, what they decided to do was try to censor that. And now it's not working out for them, unfortunately. And it's
No, because I mean, people like me, or parents like me, that we're buying the PlayStations or the Xboxes for our kids as well, and so that way we can actually play the games with our kids. We can, join up online and play. Whereas if I bought like my son a Wii U and me a Wii U, we still might not even be able to play online. And it would have to be a game that we both would enjoy, which there's not really a big library in Nintendo's library that caters to both young and old. I really can't think of one that actually would be a good fit for a quote unquote regular gamer and his son to play online with a Wii U console. I don't see because Splatoon is. I mean, that's the first it's considered a shooter.
Yeah.
But all you're doing is running around painting places.
Mario Kart comes.
I heard it was
Mario
good,
Kart. Mario Kart. I mean, it's fun. I can't play it as long as my wife does. My wife will run the damn controller battery down.
Yeah.
But I get bored because there's like nothing going on besides painting. It's like literally watching paint dry.
Well, plus,
And,
like, that was like the only game they really paid any marketing tribute to. For
Yeah,
advertising was fucking
I know.
Splatoon, dude. It was like, I mean, they did okay. I take that back. They did okay with Mario Kart, right? Mario Kart, they did okay. Xenoblade,
Smash,
you saw
they did
like
okay.
you said Xenoblade, you saw maybe 2 or 3 commercials, and that was it. That was the only ones that they had. Smash did decently. Smash was mainly in online marketing more.
But
than
you have-
anything.
yeah, you
It's
also
like
have to know
Pokemon
that-
tournament. So
You have to also know like Smash and Mario Kart. They didn't really feel the need to actually market those like real heavily because they're just like these are the staple franchises they're gonna sell. And they did okay. I mean they did better than most, I guess, PlayStation and Xbox One exclusive games. But
yeah.
it's really weird though to see like that's the only, like, you're right. I mean that's the one that they really really heavily pushed. I mean it sold really well. Splatoon did. And you're like you never have to post numbers online about how many players are online.
True that.
Because there's always somebody on Splatoon, like
Yeah.
always.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I just find
But
that
I-
weird. I just found that weird. It was just like they thought that they could have the same carrying power with their other franchise than this, and it's like you can't introduce a new franchise in like that and not advertise it.
No.
Wonderful 101 went through the same growing pains. And you know what? For those of you that don't know, Wonderful 101 for the Wii U is actually a really fun game, and
Never heard of it.
nobody fucking knew about it. Nobody knew about it.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, see, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I
the
heard about it
problem.
until it was too like when Bayonetta 2 came.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, fucking Bayonetta 2 got better marketing than either what was it? Pikmin or Wonderful 101. Pikmin fucking just kind of faded into the shadows, even though it was probably one of the most visually impressive games that console's ever produced. It's just sad. It's just really sad. And again, like I said, I hope Nintendo, at some point, someone bitch slaps them and says, "Hey, wake the fuck up out of your fucking nightmare, come back."
Well, gamers have tried. Gamers have spoke out and spoke to Nintendo several times and like voiced their concerns, and they've kind of fallen on deaf ears. So I don't know who it's going to take for them to wake them up. I really don't know
Well,
who
their
it's going to.
marketing guy, whatever his name is, needs to get fired. Then he needs to be
Oh,
fired.
is that Reggie guy?
Reggie needs to be fired.
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
No, he's the president of an American.
Yeah,
He
he
still
needs to be
fired.
fired. He needs to be fired. He needs to be gone. He needs to be out the fucking door. I mean, the guy that died did a better job. Quite simply put, he did a better job. Reggie is like the fucking ugly stepchild now.
He's pretty ugly.
he doesn't do anything. He doesn't fucking do anything but soak up funds. That's all he does. And
Yeah.
he needs to be gone.
He's actually a
would be
waste of
better for it.
space.
Yeah, he is. Nintendo would be better for it. The only good thing that Nintendo's done so far was the Treehouse on the live streams. That's it. That's the only good thing that they've done so far. Everything else has been sort of lost to the fucking shadows because they're like, hey, let's release our game, and then you have blockbusters released in the same fucking month. You're like, wow, that's some great strategy you got there, Nintendo. Good job.
I mean, now that we're actually on this game, the like kind of exclusive games or whatever. I have a question to ask you. You've been kind of an Xbox gamer for quite some time.
Yeah.
How long can Microsoft go this generation and still like continue the success that they've been having when they release like the Scorpio and like how they did when they released the S?
Yeah.
With basically only doing the 3 major franchises.
It depends on the refreshing, all right? Like, so as you know, you already know, all they've really done is refresh this series. They update it with new graphics,
Right.
throw in a few new cars, new additions, and they just make it look prettier. The best thing that they can do is not just do a refresher, actually give us an entire shift, should I say, into a different direction with these series. You look at currently Halo 5. A lot of people, that's probably the most controversial Halo ever released. It's a both love and hate relationship. Some people really loved it. They got it, that it was through this perspective of one of the characters, and other people didn't understand it because it wasn't clear enough for them. So they ended up hating it because they figured they were misled. They need to prevent that from ever happening again. They need to make sure that it's transparent at 100% when it comes to the future titles. I think we're pretty much clean. Like, for instance, look at Gears of War, right? In Gears of War Remastered, they released every single Gears of War with it. Guess what they did with this last one? They just fucking remastered. Not remastered, but released. They did the same damn thing. They gave us all the old Gears of War again.
I still have them all to give away.
Yeah, me too.
So, like, if they stop doing that shit, I think that they could continue going on with these series. But they gotta do some different shifting things, though. They can't just be like, oh, here's the main characters with a plot twist. I mean, it's gonna get old. People are gonna need newer things, or in the very least, give us some fucking new IPs that we can enjoy.
That's what I was. I mean, it's kind of like it's almost like they do new IPs just as a filler.
Yeah,
rather than actually being serious about making it an IP.
It's like an experiment almost, right? Like,
yeah.
It's like an experiment. They're like, hey, let's see if they like this.
I know.
Sunset Overdrive.
I would love Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, yeah.
number 2. I would love
same.
I would love Rise 2. But no, I mean, it's like they put out a new IP and they're like, all right, well, that's just to get you by until we get release Forza. That's just we're gonna put out Quantum Break just until we can release Halo. It's just almost like give us something and actually build on it, because like Sony, I mean, I know Sony has like a lot of Japanese games and Microsoft will never get the level of Japanese games. But they also have like a variety in their games as well. And they have like different IPs that have different sequels and stuff. But it seems like Microsoft, they especially this generation, last generation they did better. But this generation, for some reason, like they've been sticking just with the big 3 and then just giving like a new IP here, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. I was wondering, like, how long do you feel like that?
I think that's the issue, though. That what you just said, that's the very issue, right? Like, if you think about it, their new IPs don't really go that far or anywhere. I mean, you and I could like Rise or Sunset Overdrive to the fucking cows come home, but that's not going to be like, our opinions aren't going to speak with or resonate with the rest of the community, because that's just how it is. But I'm with you. I really think they should have more IPs, but the problem is the community. It almost feels like the community is going to be what kills Microsoft, because these guys are going to say a lot of the similar things that you're saying right now. They're going to try to honor that, and next thing you know, they're like, well, this isn't really working. We've tried everything. You guys don't really seem to care. We're just going to stick to this. It's a formula that works. And they're right, though. It is a formula that works, unfortunately.
I'm thinking after Scalebound, haven't they pretty much tried every genre in the new IP?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
if Scalebound doesn't do well, then I guess Xbox is just stuck with the big 3 for the rest of this generation, because
at least until the community pulls their head out of their ass and actually goes out and supports the fucking titles.
Yeah, it just blows my mind.
How many fanboys have we both known, Rambo, between me, you, Shayna, and Rags, that have blown up these titles before the release, and then next thing you know, they didn't even go out and buy the fucking titles?
Oh yeah, right? Several.
Jesus Christ.
All this can be avoided by just not getting overly excited for things that you don't know anything about.
Absolutely, exactly.
Yeah, look at Death Stranding. Look at what's happening with Death Stranding. People are
I'm very intrigued by that.
Okay, I just went 23-1 in a TDM game in Battlefield 1, and we lost. So I'm a little upset by that.
Well, you should do better, probably.
Yeah, I really should.
Good.
Yeah. So the with Death Stranding, ask anybody what it's about. I was like, I don't know. Mads Mikkelsen, he was in the trailer. He doesn't know what it's about. No one knows what it's about. No one knows anything about this game. They're just sold on an idea.
I would imagine that,
and it's weird.
I would imagine that Mads Mikkelsen probably does know, but he probably can't say, considering he is in the story.
Maybe.
I would imagine he has a script for it somewhere.
Maybe, very much.
But the rest of them, yeah, I agree. They're all.
But is he even in the game?
Yeah, he's in the game.
Interesting.
Is he just in the trailer?
No, I think he's in the game. He's actually in the game as well. Him and Daryl. I forgot what his actual real name is. Norman Reedus. Yeah, them two are actually going to be played by the actual character. Mm-hmm. Mads is going to play his character, and Norman's going to play his character. And what's that other guy that was the other guy that was going to do the game with him? That Guillermo del Toro, whatever. His face and everything's going to be in there, they're going to I guess construct him through the facial construction and stuff, but it's going to be played by a different character.
But you talk about these games, and you know basically nothing about the game,
Right.
and people are already losing their shit about it. It's like
I think it's Kojima.
Yep, maybe, very possibly, probably. And the thing is, it's just, we live in a post No Man's Sky world, and people are still
I
just
was
like,
waiting
holy
for a
shit,
reference.
trailers, instant buy. Still, after all that,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still gonna buy it day one.
you're already committing. You're already committing to
Of
that.
course.
I have no. I mean, to me, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm gonna buy it one way or the other. I might as well. I mean, whether it be day 1 or day 12,
Well,
I mean, I'm
shit,
still
man.
gonna buy it.
What if it sucks?
I'm still gonna buy it.
Well, fuck. Then what's the point of companies
and 5
making good
PlayStation
games?
4s to go with it.
Like, it doesn't
I
matter
buy-
if a game's good or not. I'll just fucking buy it.
I pretty much try to
Wonder
buy.
why our
almost-
games are going to shit.
I pretty much almost buy like every single game. So
He's trying to.
He's a
He doesn't want to
collector.
fall. He doesn't want to fall behind on his library.
I'm really not kidding. That's the reason why my library is so damn large on these consoles. At one point, I actually had every single Xbox One and PlayStation 4 game physically released worldwide.
Wow.
For the first 2 years of the console's life.
Nice. Oh man.
I mean, from Japan. I mean, we're talking Japan, China, everywhere. Every single
China.
game.
Well, we're about 11 minutes over the time. Anybody want to say anything on closing?
Yeah, don't buy shitty games.
Agreed.
I'm waiting for Rambo here to say something here.
You say don't buy shitty games, but like that is a very subjective statement. I mean, you could say it's a shitty game, but I could think what shittiest to you is actually might be gold to me. Like Just Dance
It could
2015.
be
I mean,
worth
that is
6 PlayStation 4s.
hey. I actually have more Xbox Ones in my house than I do PlayStation 4s. So.
Rambo 6 PlayStation 4s and counting.
He's got more PlayStations
I'm at 5
than I
now.
have kids. So
Oh, he gave
No,
one
I'm
to
at- I'm
a
at-
he gave one to a homeless shelter. My bad.
I'm at 5 now, so until I get the Pro, and I'm gonna get the Pro after Christmas, and then I'll have 6 again.
holy shit.
What the hell?